know you hate to skip a shit, you blocking. Don't give a fuck if your man is watching. Bitch, you looking cause I'm straight up married. I love my man cause he do me nasty. Yeah. I love my man cause he do me nasty. I like the way you are. 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 I like.
What's up, pussy asshole?
I like the way you are. I like the way you are. I like the way you are. Vamos a gozar. Arriba, abajo. A la izquierda, a la derecha, para el medio.
What is going on, entertainers? Today I'm coming to y'all with another video. All right, we're doing a Hollywood Hot Topics. You already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Okay, do a video on this on Media Kingdom. So I have a channel that I do cover true crime. A lot of y'all like, oh my God, cover more true crime. We like the true crime stuff. I have a whole channel dedicated to that. Now I haven't been uploading on it a lot as of lately, but I did upload a video to it today where I react to the Nolan Wells case on that channel. So please go over there and check it out. So here's just a little preview. Talking Nolan Wells, just off of the evidence that we've seen so far and what we've been presented, this is my theory as to what's happened. We're going to be reacting today to the press conference that was done by Nolan Wells' attorneys. I feel this is what happened. I think Nolan got into a fight with one of the boys. When he got into the fight, one of the boys, it was either over a girl or it was either over where they were going to go to next. That is why they, the group of friends later on said, oh, he stood on the island with a girl and he gave us his phone. He said, you can take it. That's what I think happened. And then once he was fighting with one of the boys, I think that boy was losing. Nolan is very athletic. He was probably overpowering him. The boy was probably a little bit embarrassed. So then I think the friend, one or two, however much, jumped in to the fight, started jumping him, ended up hitting him either in the back of the head or the neck area, and ended up injuring him to the point where he ended up dying. They got scared. So mind y'all, they found him in the body of water, washed up in full clothes. Who the heck drowns in full clothing? Doesn't make sense, especially an adult, especially somebody who knows how to swim, especially with the evidence that has come out that says that he is an avid and a pro swimmer. So he knows how to swim. I think they put him in that body of water because they got scared. The friend that they said was close to him, the one with the long hair, I think he was probably going to either end up telling or got scared to tell. They probably scared him to not saying anything because they were like, oh, you're an accessory to this because you watched this. So if we go down, you go down too. And that's why he's hushed as well. And then they put his body in the body of water. And then with the transport, with the whole boat situation as well too. That's what I think happened. I think he ended up getting unalived through a fight. I don't think it was intentionally done, but I do think it was race related because I feel like he was probably losing the fight. His white camaraderie, they were not happy that their friend was losing a fight and Nolan was whooping on that boy's ASS. This is just my theory, y'all. Y'all know I've predicted a lot of stuff on this channel and a lot of times I've been right. Check the records, babes. I'm telling y'all, I'm talking about with no evidence I predicted stuff and it's come out literally days after. So I really do think that's what happened. I think it was a fight. It started off as a one-on-one and it started getting into a jumping. Because right now, we're seeing a lot online violence. Fight. This Gen Z era, all they know how to resolve issues is fighting. Straight up. You run a fade. That's what I think happened. Let me know what y'all think. Anyways, y'all, we're going to get into the reaction of the press conference. It looks as if the second autopsy came as undetermined, which to me shows that they really are trying to hide whatever is going on with this because they were missing limbs. Something in regards to his neck was missing. There was a lot of stuff missing for the second autopsy. So that in itself must be so frustrating.
To tell you about who was the forensic pathologist who conducted the autopsy. Attorney Lisa Park.
Thank you. Dr. Roger Mitchell could not join us today, but we felt it important before we reveal and unfold this report that you understand who conducted this autopsy. Dr. Roger Mitchell is a physician and board-certified forensic pathologist with 2 decades of experience. He currently serves as the president of the National Medical Association, which is the oldest.
I woke up to them saying LeBron James is going to announce where he's going to fully close. But that's significant to us because for putting up the $125,000 reward for anybody out there who have information so we can get to the truth of what happened. I mean, any videos, we've gotten so many videos, President Johnson, from that day from young people, and we want them to have the courage to come forward with the pictures, what you heard. I know people said there were a lot of disturbances out there. Some believe it involved Nolan. All of those things are important to get to the truth of what happened. The fact, Christine, that the United Cajun Navy are so forthcoming. The fact that they told us, we haven't heard from any of their local officials, that Nolan was found face down, fully clothed. Well, that's significant to.
And once again, this is why I go back to my theory. It was a fight. It was a fist fight. People don't understand, like, we have become so desensitized to fighting that people don't realize you could die in a fight. You're getting hit either in your face, in your jaw, in your neck, ear, whatever it is, repeatedly, hard. You could die. So I think he got hit in the back of the head. He got jumped. It was more than one of them. They jumped him and he died. And they got scared. Instead of calling the police, they hit it because they didn't want to get in trouble. Because regardless, they were going to get in somewhat trouble because it could have ended up. The problem is they're such dummies because once hopefully when everything does come out, now they're going to be liable for killing somebody and then hiding it. Versus calling the police and you might get a manslaughter charge. You're going to get some charge, but it's not going to be murder. And you're not going to be charged with trying to hide a murder. That's what they don't understand, but they're kids.
That's because the last time we saw him on the videos, he was without a shirt. So at what point did he put on a shirt? Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. There were almost 300, 400 people. Somebody knows something. So, Scott X, we're trying to just make sure people understand that you can call the Nolan Wells tip line at bencroft.com. We will gladly listen to you, take any information as we try to put together this puzzle of what happened to Nolan Wells. And today, we're going to add some more parts to this puzzle because my legal team and I, we stand for truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts or it acquits. Yeah, and we stand for transparency because we got eyes that can see. And we don't need government officials having to narrate it for you and me. We can see it for ourselves. Transparency. That leads to the truth. The truth is the foundation for accountability and justice. And that's all we're seeking, as Christina Elmore said from day one. So with that, and Christina Elmore, if you all want to sit, we're about to go through this autopsy. I know it may be a little emotional. That as we go through, Mitchell, board certified forensic pathologist, performed a preliminary report on the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. He conducted and presented this report on July 19, 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll
All right, so I'm gonna pause it here so we could take a look at it even closer. Sorry about the freaking ads, y'all. But this is what was found of him in the autopsy. So as we see, the back of his head had a red discoloration. So once again, I think he got hit in the back of the head repeatedly. I think he was hit in the back of the head repeatedly, not by one person, because I think he was overpowering that one person he was once fighting. Once again, I don't have enough evidence to just say this, but sometimes we having gut feelings about stuff, and I'll be right a lot of times. So that's just the gut feeling I have. I really feel like this started as a fight, and I don't think Nolan started it either. Because a lot of the times with friend groups, especially younger, it's a lot of jealousy. You always have in a friend group that one friend that is the star, the one friend that succeeds, the one friend that's always getting accolades, that's always getting, his ones. And then the other friends, they act like they're cool the whole time they're hating. And I think this was a prime situation in that. You see the side view, and then they also release the front view. They said the red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of Wells' head could indicate head trauma. However, decomposition and a lack of associated injuries meant the findings were inconclusive. The state reports Wells' cause and manner of death were listed as undetermined pending investigation with the date of the death unknown. The doctor also highlighted 7 unanswered questions in his autopsy report. These include what were the circumstances that led to Wells entering the water, which I don't think he was in the water when he passed away. What position was the body in when found? He was probably placed in the water. And was there any water in the airway, which could indicate drowning? Civil rights attorney Ben Crump claimed that Wells' body was found face down and fully clothed, despite photos from the day showing him shirtless wearing swim trunks. The pathologist added that he still wants to know if there's any evidence of injuries to the front of the neck or throat or evidence of a brain bleed. Damage to the throat couldn't be ruled out as a cause or a contributory factor to Wells' death because it had been removed during the initial autopsy. So the problem with this whole situation is that that first autopsy is what's causing an issue with the second autopsy. How are you going to complete an autopsy if body parts are missing? Because if they can't determine if this is a drowning, how is an accurate autopsy going to be done? It clearly wasn't a drowning. Who the hell drowns fully clothed that knows how to swim? Why would he be fully clothed in a sea of water? Does that make any sense? If he's shirtless in this picture, why would he then put on a shirt when they're in the water? Like, the thing is, the cover up for this was so badly done, it's like ridiculous. You would have thought they would have been smarter than that. Finally, the pathologist highlighted the need to discover the composition of Wells' stomach contents and the toxicology report findings with the removal of the stomach as well as other organs before the second autopsy examining Wells' stomach contents was unable to be carried out, the doctor said. Despite the unanswered questions, the NAACP conceded that it couldn't rule out that Wells' death may have been an accident. If it was truly an accident, then the families will have the necessary answers that any family deserves in this situation. Police have said nothing points to foul play, at least yet. They suspect Wells likely drowned after his friends left the island without him, which is pure BS, as we all know. They said former chief medical examiner of New York City told the Post after viewing Wells' preliminary autopsy results that there's nothing dependent on foul play, but added that the investigators are still waiting crucial details from a toxicology report. The teen's body was positively identified on July 7th using dental records. So that first autopsy, they're still waiting on other details to come out. Hopefully there's nothing that comes back that's inconclusive, because there's a show called Your Honor. This story mimics it to the exact T. That judge, if this is another case where it goes either unsolved or he does not get justice, she would be 4 for 4 for something happening with a Black person in that area and the death being mysterious and that person not getting justice. She will be 4 for 4. Because there's other cases in that area with that same judge where something like this happened to a Black person. Not specific to water, but instances where a Black person passed away in a suspicious manner and they were not given the justice that they needed. So there's that. Let me know what y'all think down below. I will be doing updates on this channel about this Nolan Wells situations. Drop y'all comments down below about the second autopsy report. What do you guys think the parents should do moving forward? Do you guys think that the parents should at this point, because this is my opinion, if I were the parents, fuck law enforcement at this point. That's how I feel. If this is my son, I'm talking to every friend he had, every acquaintance he had. I'm reaching out to everybody because I watch a lot of true crime. Sometimes these cases don't get solved by law enforcement because they're lazy, and sometimes they really don't care. So I've seen cases sometimes where the families themselves started doing their own investigation work and cracked the case themselves and had to bring the evidence to the law enforcement and present it to them, and then they finish it, and then they do the rest. I think that's their best bet. That I really do feel like I feel like they should wait for the reports to come out, more reports to come out on that first autopsy report, because they're still waiting on more details, and then you got to go boots to the ground at this point. All right, y'all. First, I wanted to get into, besides that, is Olandria, and it looks like Nick have broken up. Are we surprised? No. This is the problem with, I feel like, their relationship. Y'all, a lot of people feel as if, because I did not feel this way. A lot of people felt as if because she's a dark-skinned woman, that somebody like Nick wouldn't want to be with her. I never felt like that. The reason why I didn't think their relationship was authentic is because of the show Love Island. You guys, some of y'all that had opinions on their relationship didn't even watch Love Island. So y'all just saw a Black woman getting with a white man, and y'all thought, oh, people don't believe it because it's a Black, dark-skinned, pretty girl. They think he don't want her because she dark-skinned, pretty. No. The way that they were coupled up was unconventional. I felt as if they truly wanted each other, they would have started talking on their own merit. I don't care if Sierra was in the villa. I don't care if he and Sierra were locked in. I don't care if him and Sierra were getting deeper. Love Island is the type of show where it does not matter. There is no rules in a lot of what they do. It does not matter if you're locked in. It does not matter if you're coupled up, whatever. You can talk to who the heck you want to talk to. So, of course, he alluded to wanting Olandria throughout the season, but in my opinion, he never fully acted on it. He would act on it in challenges, but to me, he never would act on it in regards to being in the villa and trying to get to know her, taking her for chats, get it, like, you get what I'm saying? Really, like, trying to get with her. He was too stuck on Sierra. That's why I didn't believe the relationship was real, because they were placed together out of convenience. Because Olandria was a fan favorite, he was a fan favorite. He ended up losing Sierra. They lost the show, ended up getting rid of Olandria because, you know, the votes or whatever. They brought them both back together. And y'all believed it was real. I had somebody that was there because she celebrated her birthday at 11 Miami. I ain't going to say who the person is or what the person does. They told me, they're like, Pierre, that is not a real relationship. I'm like, I know this. They were like basically together, but no chemistry, not really talking like that. It didn't seem like they were madly in love. By that point, I already could probably guess they were probably broken up by then. I think this was all for pub and to further their career, them being a couple in a unit together because it looked good press wise. Am I mad at it? No. I've always said this. Get your coin. I'm happy that they did what they did. Because I feel like Love Island needs to be used as a tool. Because a lot of these dating shows, such like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Love is Blind, some of these other dating shows, I feel like they exploit their cast members and they don't benefit from it. Love Island to me is one of the only dating shows you could go on and benefit from it besides getting love. So if a person could go on there and gain financially, gain wealth networking, and be successful at it, who am I to be mad at that? This is why I'm not mad at Trinity and Bryce. Another example. I'm not mad at that. Because if Trinity would have dated Dreadhead at night and Bryce in the morning, who am I to tell her she can't do that? Like, what? Is all I'm saying. Pops up, mama. I'm going to be clapping for you. I don't care. A lot of y'all are so invested to the point where y'all feel like y'all have the rights over these people's lives and y'all don't. Okay? Now, they released a mutual press release with them saying that they broke up between the distance between them and their busy schedules made it challenging to maintain their connection. Heavy on the connection, says the source. They still remain close friends. They share a deep love and respect for each other and will always support one another whenever possible. And the reason why I know also cap on this, she had a busy schedule straight out the villa. Let's keep it a buck. To me, it had nothing to do with race, why I didn't think the relationship was real. It was just the convenience of how it was, both of them were placed together. She, to me, had a busy schedule out of the villa, straight out the wazoo. She was getting booked left, right, center, photo shoot, this photo shoot, photo shoot, photo shoot, photo shoot, photo shoot. Interview there. Brand deal here, brand deal there. So I mean to tell me y'all realize that later on, y'all got busy schedules? Goodbye. Okay, I love to play though, Olandria. You did your big one. Say what you want. I'm happy for Olandria, okay? She, to me, is Love Island's ultimate success story. I think she deserves it. She is achieving her dreams by really becoming the model that she was destined to be, because let's keep it a buck, she actually has the body for it. She has the face for modeling. She has the personality for it. She's very press trained. That is one thing that's great about Olandria. She is able to answer questions without causing controversy. She knows exactly what to say, when to say it, and when to hold back. That's like the perfect celebrity. So to me, she won in this, okay? Nick, on the other hand, too, is another person I feel like is a winner in all of this as well, because of his personality, a lot of people like him, and he is relatable, and he is funny. He is also going to be on Destination X. It's fuck him, too, by the way, because I was supposed to be on that show, but they decided to cast a whole bunch of people that's been on other reality shows. So that took up half the slots, you bastards. And I think the timing of it, too, is actually pretty, like, ironic, too, because we just had the ending of season 8. So I don't feel like they wanted to carry out this, what I feel like was a contracted relationship for a whole nother year again. So once again, I'm not mad at it. I feel like both of them are going to be successful on their own. I don't think neither of them needed each other, but I just feel as if so many people were rooting against them being together and were calling them out for not being real. Some of the reasoning were not the same as mine. Some people really did not feel like he could not like a black girl. He could not like her. Those people were the ones I feel like they were trying to make sure are not proven right. And for that, that's the reason why I'm not mad at them, keeping, in my opinion, this contracted relationship keep going. And now it's ended. Okay? It wouldn't surprise me weeks from now he's gonna pop out with some new girl. And that he's probably been with for like a long time, but telling her to, keep it quiet, don't expose anything. Because y'all know the moment that would have gotten exposed before this press release, everybody would have went wild. Oh, he's cheating on Olandria. We knew it wasn't real. Blah, 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 blah. It would have became this whole thing. Okay. Now let's talk Big Brother. I'm not recapping it because I told you I wouldn't be on it. So no, I may still do it on Patreon. I'm deciding. Anyways, there was a situation where there was a guy. There's 3 people on the show, right? Well, 2 people. No, 3 people. Actually, 4 people. They casted this season Selena Estides, okay, aka Jason. He's a drag queen, and you know he does drag. They casted an MMA player, an MMA fighter, and his name is Camus, right? And they were watching like the feeds. They're watching the cameras with the HOH. His name is Devins, which is the head of household. They were watching the cameras as Devins, HOH, and him right here was watching it, and one of the cast members had like girl clothes on that was just playing around, and he was like, man, is that a man in women's clothing? And then he says right there on the screen, he said, I'm not with that drag stuff. I'm not with that drag stuff. Miss me with the drag stuff. I'm still an MMA guy. I have an image to uphold. Now, everybody and their mom, including the alum, wants him to get kicked out. I don't think he should get kicked out. And the reason why is because I feel like he could turn around and like turn this into a legal thing, because technically that is not a slur. And the reason why I don't think he should get kicked out, let's talk about Big Brother 15. Why didn't you guys kick out half of the cast? They were saying the N-word. They were making fun of Chinese people. They were saying the F word. They were mocking Candace being black. What you gonna do, girl? Ooh, you wanna see that black come out? What you gonna do, girl? So if they could do all of that, what's this? If he says he don't want to get into drag, I'm not defending what he says too, because clearly you could tell the man he probably not for the gays. He not, you know, he a little homophobic. What he said compared to what they've said years past is crazy. Now, if he said the F word or a slur, I feel like he should have been expelled. But he did not say a slur. So I feel like Big Brother is going to move very carefully with this. And I don't think they're going to remove him, only because technically it was not a slur. Because God forbid he turns around and tries to do some legal action, I feel like he may have a chance, because once again, that's not a slur. He just said he's not comfortable with the drag stuff, which doesn't surprise me, because he gives off a little bit of an incel. You see, he gives off a little bit of an incel, just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. Now let's talk Selena. How did she, Selena, pass the psych test? I'm just confused as to how that psych test was passed, because the way Jason, aka Selena, has been acting this season, she's been having multiple breakdowns, saying this, saying that, crying, running all over the place. I'm like, there's no way she passed the psych test. I call farce. A cheat, per se. I don't believe it. There is no way he passed that psych test. There's no way she passed it. I'm sorry. Now, she's really good TV, but I do feel like Selena's playing too messy, too fast. And I kind of wish that Selena would kind of like slow it down a little bit and not shown this side of crazy until post jury, because she's showing it so quickly that everybody's sort of looking at the stuff that he's doing as if he's going to be like a big problem. So for that, I think the eviction is coming very soon for him. And I think he knows that. Okay. But once again, I do still find it very entertaining. And that's what's good about Big Brothers, because you might not have some of the best players, but you have players like Jason, aka Selena, that will do stuff like this and will give you a good key all over. Like, they had a house meeting, like a mini house meeting after the nomination ceremony, and it was just so funny. Like, they didn't cuss each other out like that. Angela was in an egg costume. Like, it gave me all the laugh that I needed. I'm not gonna lie. So to me, this was perfect casting. Like, genius casting at that. Genius. So I hope Selena doesn't get evicted early. I hope if the production does their magic, aka rig the game, so that way she could at least stay till jury, so we could at least get that, because it has been entertaining with her on the show, like her or not. Now, there was something that also was caught and reported by TMZ of one of the house guests. This is so nasty to me. She took the mouthwash and drank from it by her mouth, and then did this. So yeah, good thing Big Brother tests stuff out, but that's still nasty to me. Like, why would you put your whole mouth on it like it's a bottle of alcohol? You don't think that's a little nasty? You know what I'm saying? You don't think you should have a little bit more coop than that into doing something like that? I don't know. Like, anyways, y'all, let me know if y'all have been watching Big Brother. What do you guys think of it so far? And how do you guys think Selena is doing so far? So it looks like Cardi B, okay, in my Tasha K voice, is responding back to a woman that is calling out her baby father that was seen out with Cardi B about him being bi and some more things. Okay, Cardi really cannot catch a break these days. I saw the other day she made a video saying that she's like the Hispanic Britney Spears. I will agree with that. I do feel like some people do come at her unwarranted without her bothering anyone. This guy she was seen out with was an athlete. Once again, an athlete. I don't get it. Okay. You're a glutton for punishment at this point, Cardi. Well, this woman right here at the bottom, went and exposed the BD and said, imagine I just shut my mouth, lied about what you did to me so you could continue your career and all you do is embarrass us. You make me look like I'm a bitter baby mother when I helped you when no one was there for you. I made you. No one knew who you was. And instead of loving us, you cheated on me with men and women. You're a demon who tried to destroy my life. I'm sorry. The reason why I laugh is now when I read demon, I think of what that guy said to Platboy. You're a demon. You're what he called Platboy. He said, you're a diva. You're a diva bati. I'm sorry. You're a demon. Okay. You don't take care of your one only son because I don't want to be with you. I'll never forgive you. Be nice and peaceful brings you nowhere. I know that's right. You're a rat, and I wish I was like you. But I already tried for my son to be a good co-parent to erase your wrongdoings because you made me believe that I was the problem. Then out here pretending like I lost something, like I'm bitter. I left you. I was with you since 2020. Imagine you just having a baby and finding out that your man loved both. A tale of a bi man. Bi men get a lot of hate these days. They really do. Can't relate. You never had any other girlfriend than me because you're bi. And that's totally fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But we not going to do is continue to show out. But our son haven't seen you for months. You promised him too. Pick him up and you just don't because you're still busy punishing mommy. You saw him 2 years this year, 3 times last year. You can put your inside everyone. I don't care. You haven't done anything else. What you're not going to do is hurt my son in the process of it. If you would have taken care of him, I would have shut my mouth for the rest of our lives. You was cheating on me with everything when I was just giving birth to our baby, and I still chose to wipe you. But because you had just had an operation and none of your people looked out for you because you wasn't even playing. You wasn't even on the couch. You would cry your eyes out. I motivated you, cooked for you. I did everything what a woman could do because I loved you until I found out that you like both sides. What you even admitted to me. You so openly with who you're dating and speaking to, but let's also be open about your sexuality. Didn't I tell y'all? I was talking to my friend about this. I really do believe in celebrities doing spiritual work, right? I believe, allegedly, Cardi B and other celebrities do spiritual work, allegedly. And I feel like within that work, they gain positive things. And people need to understand spiritual work. I don't do it, but I know a lot about it. There's positives and there's negatives. I feel like the negative of whatever Cardi B got into was her love life would be forever tarnished. Because why are you running into these bi men and these men that allegedly deal with men? This is about like a few times this happens over and over. So it's like, it's a pattern here. I'm telling y'all this. I think something happened to where she gained something, But there's also a bad side of it to where I think the love life is cursed because Cardi cannot catch a break. You mean to tell me out of all the men in the world that she's seen out with and maybe possibly dealing with, he turns out to be bi? Like, that's too ironic after just dealing with Stefan. I'm just saying. 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 Okay. And I do feel like when it comes to people being bi, I feel like just like with somebody being a T girl, you should be open with your partner. If you do not tell your partner that you also deal with the same sex, I feel like that's a form of lying. You're omitting information. You like niggas too, bruh. And I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about in general, because I don't know this man from Can of Paint. She could just be lying, right? You like niggas too, bruh. You need to say I like niggas too, bruh. And that's it. Just say that. Because some girls like that. They'll go. You know how much people like, you know what's crazy? I've always said this. A lot of straight men need to like thank the gay community because a lot of people in the gay community could really take y'all girls and rock their world sexually, financially, and just in life. Upgrade them per se. See, I should really be thanking us in the community because I'm telling you, some women, if they don't care, they will go. They don't care. So this is why I feel like when it comes to people being bi, you should not have to keep that a secret because certain women will still go. Trust me, I know. Never did nothing with it, so don't y'all even start in the comments. But I'm telling you, like, I've been like heavily like asked, like, let's do this like Brutus, straight up. Like, you feel me? I might change your mind. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all should be thanking us. Like, oh, thank God, I wouldn't be able to compete with you because you wouldn't. I'm telling you this. All right. Now, another woman that's his ex also said, I dated Maduka for 9 months, and I can say for sure that he isn't bi. Now, this is someone who's telling the other side of the story. When I saw a reel of the two of them watching a game because of their son, I thought they were together and got extremely angry at him. I messaged her and she lied and manipulated me into believing they were a couple, even though that wasn't true. I eventually cleared this up with Maduka. He told me there was nothing he could do about what a journalist posts and that she had things posted that were against his wishes several times. Though by now, he doesn't let that bother him anymore. I'm sick of keeping my mouth shut. You're a crazy woman. She just wanted to hurt her ex. You're 12 years older than me and a mother of two. Yet I have sympathy for you because you're so vile. You even went for another mother. Maduka isn't a devil. I'm someone who hates men and didn't just fall for him for no reason. Because of you, I couldn't trust him anymore, even though you were the one constantly lying. The man never once insulted me and he treated me well. He has never hit me, to be honest. We just fighted. We just fought. Stop reading things on the internet. I know you still love him, but tell me how you want to hurt someone who's the father of your child just for the sake of fame. Unfortunately, your child will find out everything when they get older. You're a mother. And then shows the text thread between the two, where she said, he's never hit me, to be honest, with just fine, stop reading things. And then they said, all women age 30 plus are like you. Be happy, leave my family alone. And it said, you're a psychopath. Imagine 30 plus, and he came all the way to Amsterdam to wife me. Just because in Germany, he came to settle and have a family to make me pregnant plan. Okay, so there's two women telling two different sides of stories because this could all be lies. But once again, I do think this is a bad result of woo. And that's why it's always a roadblock in the love life. Maybe you need to see woo lady. Let me stop. Don't see her. She gonna recommend a trick. Now, Cardi B ended up hopping on Space and just talking about anything in regards to dating. Once again, previously she said she feels like she is like the Spanish Britney Spears, where people attack her for no reason. I think she's also the Spanish Britney Spears too, because of the way that she gives a reaction, especially when Britney was in her area where she would talk back, the umbrella situation. That in itself is the Britney of it all. So I do feel like there's some truth in that.
And guess what? Ever since then, I've been living my life. I've been going outside. I've been chilling with friends. I've been vacationing. I've been drinking. I've been having a ball. But even me and my friends, even when we have a ball, we need some entertainment because at the end of the day, baby, like entertainment needs to be needed. The only difference between me and my friends is I can't do a lot because you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I'm Cardi B. I can just not meet a nigga in the club and it's like, oh yeah, let's no. I'm Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta be a little bit more exclusive. Like it's like, and I just don't be liking people like that. I don't. I don't find people attractive like that. I don't. That's why I stay with people for a long time because it's hard for me to like people like that. Could I pick better men? Probably, maybe so, whatever. But even if I do, one thing about it, two things for sure, I'm telling you, left right away. And guess what? Yeah, this since I was 20. Since I was 20. As long as a nigga has a baby mom, fuck a baby mom. As long as a nigga have an ex-girlfriend, just an ex-girlfriend itself, this is going to happen. When I was 20 years old, I was dating this guy. He was dating this crazy ass white girl. All that shit. She even came to my job. This skinny little white girl. Then when I dated that scammer that I dated for 3 years, he had an insane baby mom. Like the bitch was even crazier. The bitch was even crazier.
Y'all listening? Trust me, I knows what I speak of. I done seen, I heard things, baby. Yeah. Okay? I'm just telling y'all. Why is it a pattern?
She was just fucking insane. Now, if y'all was around the Tommy era, if y'all was really around the Tommy era, if y'all know me from 2014 to 13, y'all know too.
Which is another man that was allegedly accused of being bisexual. Once again, there's a pattern. They're saying
The baby mom was insane. And the list, yeah, this since I was 20. The list is gonna go on. So unless a man fucking was born the day before yesterday and never dated a girl, never did this and that, this is what always gonna come with it. I don't know what it is about bitches. I ruffle they fucking feathers really bad. The list is gonna go on. So unless a man,
okay, I do feel like she needs to date maybe a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's not in the limelight whatsoever, but is still upholds the type of wealth that she's looking for. Because Cardi cannot date no regular schmegular dude. It's just not gonna work. But I feel like if she dates somebody that is a CEO or a boss that does not want to be in the limelight, that is extremely rare though to find, especially in this day and age, because even if he owns a business or is a CEO, sometimes they gonna want the clout, even though they're not famous, just to promote whatever business that they have. But to find something like that is, I think that's where she would be able to succeed and prosper. Straight up. Okay. Anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think down below about this video. And right, babies. Bitch.